Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nurhikmah and today I would like to talk about a video titled Understanding Empathy by Simon Sinek. In this video, the speaker says an important message about empathy and leadership and how these two things are connected in real life. In the video, the speaker explains that many people have a wrong idea about leadership. Most people think that being a leader means having power, authority, or a high position and in organization. However, the speaker says that leadership is not about being in charge, but about taking care of the people who are under our responsibility. He also explained that in many companies, employees are trying to be good at their jobs, but they are not trying to become good leaders. Because of this, when someone gets promoted, they may not know how to lead people properly. This is why many leaders focus too much on results and performance and forget about the importance of people. The speaker also highlights two important qualities of a great leader, which are empathy and perspective. Empathy means the ability to understand and feel what other people are experiencing, while perspective means the ability to see things from a bigger point of view. For example, when an employee makes a mistake, a bad leader might blame or punish them immediately. But a good leader will try to understand the situation first and help them learn from their mistakes. From this video, I can conclude that leadership is not just about skills, knowledge, or position, but also about how we treat other people. Empathy plays a very important role because it helps build trust, respect, and strong relationships. When people feel understood and supported, they will be more confident and motivated in their work. The speaker also explains that leadership is like a skill that needs practice. Just like a muscle, if we train it regularly, it will become stronger. But if we ignore it, we will not improve. So, being a leader means we are responsible for people, not just for the task or the results. In my opinion, I strongly agree with the speaker's ideas. I believe that empathy is very important, not only in leadership but also in everyday life. We need empathy when we interact with friends, family, teachers, and other people around us. For example, when a friend is feeling sad, stressed, or having problems, we should not judge them or ignore their feelings. Instead, we should listen to them and try to understand their situation. I also think that many people want to be leaders because they want power or recognition. However, they may not realize that being a leader comes with a big responsibility. Being a leader means you have to be patient, understanding, and willing to help others. Sometimes you also have to sacrifice your own comfort for the sake of others. From this video, I also learned that empathy can create a positive environment. When people feel safe and appreciated, they will work better and build stronger relationships with others. So, I believe that empathy is one of the most important qualities that everyone should develop. So, this video gives us a very meaningful lesson about empathy and leadership. It reminds us that being a good leader is not about power, position, or control, about caring for others and understanding them. From this video, we can learn that empathy is not only important for leaders, but also for everyone in daily life. By practicing empathy, we can build better relationships and create a more positive environment. I hope that after watching this video, we can all try to be more understanding and supportive toward others.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Irgi Afandi, and today I will talk about leadership, empathy, and the idea of the infinite game based on a talk by Simon Sinek. First, by the way, I'm explaining from the 10 minutes to 22 minutes. And the first, Sinek explains that many workplaces are built on fear. So, young people got oppressed by the boss, and people are afraid to speak honestly or admit mistakes. Because of this, they hide problem instead of fixing them. This makes performance even worse instead of being better. When people feel unsafe, they focus on protecting. They focus on protecting themselves instead of improving their work. That happened in so many workplaces. And next, he says that the problem is not younger workers, but many people blame the new generation for being weak. For example, Gen Z. Gen Z has like a stigma, which they are weak, everything about mental health and anything like that. But Sinek argues that the real problem is not the Gen Zs, it's not the younger people, but it's created by the leaders, created by the bosses, by the senior. And if leader create a bad environment, people will act poorly. If leaders create a supportive environment, people will grow and perform better. Then, after that, he explained too what good leadership should look like. And a leader should not focus on how much they can get from people. Instead, they should focus on helping people become their best. It means supporting them, guiding them, and giving them space to improve. So, leadership is about the people. It's not only about the result. And also, after that, Sinek talks about empathy. Empathy means trying to understand others before judging them. And for example, he gives an example. And when you're driving and someone cuts you, I am so sorry. When someone driving and then they cut you off, you might think that they're rude. You might be mad about it because they're, lack of knowledge of traffic. But maybe they are in a hurry or dealing with something serious. We don't know. This shows that we should not judge too quickly based on what we're seeing instead of searching for it. And also we have to understand people's situation and help us becoming a better leader and better teammate. And also the main idea of his talk is the difference between finite and infinite games. A finite games has a clear rules and winners and losers. For example, a football match, but infinite game has no end. And the goal is to keep playing and keep improving. Business and leadership are infinite games. And also, in an infinite game, success is not about beating others in the short term. It is about lasting longer, adapting, and growing over time. Leaders who understand this focus on long-term success instead of quick wins. And finally, Sinek gives example of companies that played the Infinite game, like Apple and Southwest Airlines. These companies focus on their mission and long-term goals. For example, Apple focus on improving itself instead of just competing with others. This helps them stay focused over time. And that is all my conclusion. Thank you very much. So the next one is it's my opinion on what he said. The ideas from Simon Sinek, in my opinion, are very relevant of what happened in this situation. And students like me, like us, I agree that fear in environment can reduce performance. And also in school or in college, when students are afraid of making mistakes, they often stay silent instead of like admitting it. This makes learning less effective because students do not try or ask questions. And also, I agree that the environment is more important than blaming the individual. Many people say that younger generation are lazy, but I think it depends on how teachers or leaders treat them. If they treat them great, they will be great too. If students are supported and understood, they will be more active and responsible. And the idea uh, about empathy is also important. As a student like me, we often judge others too if they're talking from the class or like something like that. For example, when classmate does not want to do their homework or the work if we are on a group, but we do not always want to know their situation. Like practicing empathy can improve teamwork and relationship in class. So the concept of the infinite game is kind of interesting to me because I think learning is also an infinite game because there is no final point where we know everything because like no one knows everything, and the fact that no one knows everything means that we have to learn non-stop. No, we have to like we have the idea of that. This mindset can reduce stress and help students focus on long-term growth. And overall, I think Sinex's ideas can be applied in school if teachers and students focus more on trust, empathy, and long-term improvement. Uh, the learning environment will be better and way more attractive. And based on what he's saying, it does a lot of things. It happens a lot in our years, in our right now, in today's where the juniors are being pressed or being pressed or being, how do you say, intimidated by the boss or by the seniors, and they are blaming on the generation, which is like, for example, Gen Z. So people say that Gen Z are weak, and also, you know, including things into mental health, which is kind of true, but somehow in workplaces, it's not always about that. It is also about the environment. It's not, you can blame them. You can blame the Gen Z or the someone who you call weak. You can blame them on that because the main thing or the main problem is that it's from the leaders. It's from someone who make them do that. So, for example, if there's any like worker who don't want to do their work because they get scolded by the boss, and the next day he doesn't want to work, doesn't want to talk to the boss, and the boss wondering or the senior wondering why they're not talking, why they keep silent, and they keep wondering about that, and they don't even realize what causing them to be silent like that, because what causing them to be silent like that is yourself. It's the senior, is the leader. If you are